This is a kit that I had many years ago, and I especially made the kit to teach about shades of thread and how to choose your shades with your colors. I called it the Flowers of Spring. It is a 1 penny, no stacks, no 2 penny, 3 penny. It's just a 1 penny, and then that penny is decorated with thread. I wonder if I might in focus here. So that is the change. Now, I wouldn't say that's a good choice for the thread. It would make a very nice mat, but this looks a little bit too much like the color of the penny. And it's also a matter of how many layers of thread that you have. If you have embroidery cotton, this one is 6. It's the full skein. You see how it looks? This one is 4. And this is the color that I used for all 3. So let's find an end somewhere. So really, to look at it, it looks very close to that. But the thickness will make it stand out. See if I can get 4. I think I probably have 3 there, but that's good enough. But see, and this one is only 2 strands. Now I do like the 2-strand one better. It has a French knot in the center. However, the French knot is not as big in the 2-strand because I did a 2-strand French knot. Now, what I would do is I would match, oh my, that looks very much like that. Now, I think I have a light piece here somewhere. Yeah, that looks very much like that. And this looks very much like that. I would use those 3 colors. And I would put, depending on the row, because you'll see when I lay it out that you have more than 1 row of each color. So for this, I would probably, 1 row, I would put it with this. Another row, I would use it on that. The light, I would definitely use on there for a little bit. It's not that much difference. There it is. That's my light piece. You see, that's a bit of a difference. But see, it makes it a lot lighter. So I would use match thread to the pennies and then just put it throughout the rug on different colors. Like this would be nice on this because it looks nice there now, and that's what's there. You can't really, I should have that out. But look, I would have to have 2 strands of this out. But it's going to blend in. But it will look nice on the dark pennies. Do I have 2 strands there? There. See, that's hardly noticeable at all. So match your threads to the pennies and then alternate the colors. So, and I also have a video. I have a video on how to choose your threads, and which I will put with this mat because it's so so darn close to the original one that I did many years ago. These colors are so close. Also, I wanted to mention that, in case I forget, when I show you what's in the kit, there will be, it's a large piece. So if you want to check your colors, just sew a couple pennies with your different choices of thread. Put it 10 feet away from you and then look. Can you see the threads with each color? Is it too many threads? Now this one with the full 6 strands, that's going to be a very heavy pattern all over because the thread is thick. 2 strands, it's just going to be very delicate, just so that you can see the threads and the design. So check with that too. You have extra pennies in the kit. Do it on the outside piece, 10 feet away. See what your favorite is. The other thing that I thought about was, you know, I've had problems with that heat and bond. I hate it, absolutely hate it. These pennies are stuck. And it's not glue. I took my heat and bond and I put, now this one's attached. So see if we can take it off. They're finicky to take off, but there it is. Can you see that? There it is. You see that shiny? And then I put my pennies on and I put the heat on, as you're supposed to do with the heat and bond, and they stuck. This is what I'm wondering, because I don't have one of those machines that you put the pennies in, the Crickets and all of those other ones, AccuQuilt, whatever. Is there a way to put this on your wool before you cut your squares to put in your machine? And then when the squares are cut, when the circles are cut, your heat and bond will be attached all the way around. You take the paper off, put it down, put your heat on. Is that possible? The other thing that I thought about, since I don't have one of those machines, is how can I cut circles from the heat and bond? And I'm thinking one of those little hand things that they use for paper crafts, for the circles, the different size circles. And then you just put your circle on and put your iron on and take those off. I think that might be a doable thing. The reason I don't like glue, now I haven't tested these with stitching, but with using a piece like that, it's not all over. But you do need to go in the center and like that. Now, when I glued them on, I glued the center. And it was a little bit difficult getting that needle in through there after the glue had dried. So it also depends on what you're doing for your decorative stitch. Now I have 3 decorative stitches for just a single stacked penny. One is this one. The other one is French knot, but it's V's on the outside. And I'm not really sure what the other one is. It's been so long ago, but I have it on the video with this Flowers of Spring mat. So, okay, let's go over exactly how you make the mat. Now, I'm going to take this away for now, but I'll bring it back later. Because I made a mistake with this one. So the base is no good. I didn't cut it long enough. So the photo isn't here. I didn't put that in because I'm opening and working with it. So your pennies are all okay. And if you've had rubs from me before, kits from me before, this is the same thing. It's the way I do things. Okay, so you have a large piece of fabric. I don't skimp on the fabric. And it is from old tablecloths. Now, I didn't send this out. There may be one with a bit of this in it because this was a larger piece. I have no idea how that happened. I never, ever could make it again. But it's so nice. Unfortunately, it's going to be cut out if someone did that. This is a hole. And I left that in too. Now, when your fabric comes, it's just going to be folded. Brother Moth didn't press lines in it because he's using the steamer, and you really can't do that with this, and I'll explain why. If he was doing it, he did iron them all, but if he was doing it, he would go like this, and he would have this. And then he would fold it like this for that guideline. The trouble is you have one sticking up and this one is going this way. So you don't have the nice lines as your guide, and really, really need that. You see how they're all under? Well, the way he does it, 3 would be good. 1 is going to be sticking up like this, just as it is here. That's what it would look like if he did it. So what I suggest that you do is when you get your base, you put your folds in. Put them in, fold it, iron them in. And this is why he can't do it on the steamer. It's not that he's not willing to do it. It's just that it doesn't work. Then you fold it this way. Now, you put this crease in up to here. Your iron goes like this. Never crosses. Over here, like that. And that's the reason he can't use the steamer, because steamer is in and it presses. You can't open it up and make sure you have this line. Now, I'm not really going to use this piece. Someone will probably get it. Maybe Anne. Anne, you'll probably get it because you wanted some backs. Okay, so once you have your creases in, and the creases are really one of 2 important things in doing a penny rug. You need your guidelines, and I find there was a time, and it's probably in some of my older videos, that I would baste, but I don't do that anymore. I mean, this easily, you can see it, you know? Okay, so all of your packages are labeled. Okay, center, which is the one we're going to put in now. And it's second row, third row. Fourth row. Fifth row. It's a lot of rows. Sixth. No seventh, it's the last row. And of course, you're always going to have extras in with your kit in case you have a bad penny, and there quite possibly may be some bad pennies in there, just a little bit of fuzz, or maybe not absolutely round, because Brother Moth is not as fussy as Mrs. Perfection, because I would check every penny before I sent it out in a kit. And I've only had one kit in 25 years that I messed up the count on. And it's pretty good, but I'd like to have a perfect record. Okay, so you will take out the first row. Now, pennies have two sides. Look at the color on this side. Am I showing on camera? Yes, I think so. But look at that. Some of them aren't. Some of them are pretty good, but that is the mottled wool that you're doing. And that's fine. Just be a bit mindful and try and have them fairly decent. You don't want this one dark penny somewhere sticking out. Okay, this is the setup for it. Center, center. All the pennies in every row go in the center of these guidelines. That's very important. The center penny goes in the center of the 4 guidelines. You have 7 pennies. Now, for these guidelines, this never changes. It's just a single row going up of pennies of the different colors of the rows in the mat. But this is where it does change. And this is the part where you can change the shape of your mat. It's this one. Because we've recently done this one. And by the way, these, because of, and I'm on video, so I can't mention certain things. You know why it's called a 3 T's. Well, this one is now marked down to $58 US for the kit. There are some of you that have already purchased the kit. You're getting 2 kits. You're getting this kit and you're getting another kit that's going to be a surprise that I'm going to make up for you, because it's not fair for you to pay more than everyone else. So now with this, maybe my light, that might be better. You see, up and down. And this is very difficult to notice this, but this is the odds on this side, and I'll show you how to make this mat in this shape compared to this one. This is a hexagon mat. Okay, so we are designated by rows. Now, this penny goes like that to that guideline. This one, there. Same on the other side. That's that odd penny. They just touch that. And that's your center color. There. Now, if I can get my other pennies, in order to make the triangle instead of the hexagon. Hexagon, you start with what looks like a flower. That's simple to say. A diamond is these two on either side and that of the same color. But we're not going to make that. So that's your center row. Now, where is my second row? So we're changing and we're putting the light color. And there again, there are some that are, oh, I should show you that too. Where's my scissors? Sometimes, because Brother Moth did this, you get a little fuzz there. You can see it mostly on that side. Just clip that a little bit with your scissors. If I were putting them together, that wouldn't be there. Okay, so when you do a second color center row, start by putting your colors on your guidelines. There. Then you just fill in. It's not that it's easy, but there are times when you can get mixed up, and that's when it goes askew. So that's there, and that's there. We have 3 on that side, we have 3 up there, and 3 down there. And you will notice, honestly, I'm so glad that I'm not going to be doing kits. I mean, this is probably, I think we have some pennies to clear up. So there may be another penny kit, but I'm going to be doing different types of bundles and different things like that. Usually your bag has just the right amount of pennies. So if you have an extra penny, like here, or 2, it doesn't mean that you made it wrong. Let me see, that one I don't like. I'll put that one in. But that is easy because you find your bias. See how I'm pulling the penny on the bias? And that's really just fuzz there. Just a little snip there. That's good. Okay, so you continue with that row by row, and I'll do the 3rd row because it's important to put your pennies in certain places. And each row alternates on these guidelines. Now, look at the dark color on that one, see? But that's okay, that will just be good. So top and bottom, straight line. This one has a center penny. This one goes like this. On each side. There. So you alternate. Each side, center. Each side, the next row is going to be center. And then, just as before, once you have your guides done, you just fill in your pennies, keeping in mind that they are different on both sides. Now, in some of my videos, I based pennies. with thread. In others, I use tape to hold them down. And in this one, there, he had the right count on that one. Okay, so the next row is going to be the fourth row, and it's dark. So I think I'll just keep going. Should I keep going? It's going to be a long one, but I'm not quite sure how to connect videos. Okay, center, center. Okay, one on each side, center. So really you will have no trouble doing a mat as long as you remember that looks a little bit, look at the difference. That is a great one to show difference. That looks like it belongs there, but when you turn it over, it's fly. So be very mindful of that when you do it. So these are thick pennies. I used thick wool. I dyed it all different colors because I wanted it to be like a pincushion, you know, that the thread will hold it down and it'll make it look puffy. This you definitely, I wouldn't never use this wool as thick as it is for a stack penny rug with one penny on top of the other, because it would be too high. This is perfect for a one stack rug because it puffs. As you pull your threads, they kind of puff out. You see that? By the way, when I did that, I cut my thread there. I cut that off. I haven't stitched in so long that. So anyway, you put your guides in and then you fill in. Now, I am going to do this. If I can't stitch the two videos together, it'll be part one, part two. So this is, we'll say, is part one, and I'm going to finish all of the rows, and then I want to show you how to do the edging.